Hello. Thank you for listening. This is the near-death experience of Tina, and this experience occurred on April 19th, 2018. Open quote. I had a dream where a doctor told me that I was pregnant, but would have a miscarriage due to chromosomal defects. 2 days later, I had pregnancy symptoms and took a test. It told me that I was pregnant. Weeks went by, and then I had another dream. I was in the hospital bed and soaked in blood. A uterus was left on the hospital bed when I got up. 2 days later, after that dream, I woke up drenched in blood. I did go to the hospital and was soaked in blood. I almost needed a hysterectomy. So both the pregnancy itself and the miscarriage were foretold in dreams 2 days before the events happened. In the hospital and after significant blood loss, I lost my vision. I could only see pale blue and green spots, but I could hear, feel, and talk softly. I couldn't move much because I had no energy. I previously had no pain, but once the blood loss progressed to the point right before I lost consciousness, I felt intense pain, like every cell in my body was writhing in agony. I couldn't remain in my body because it was too painful. I sort of ejected myself out of my body as if by will. Instantly, I was in a soul realm like a tunnel or stream. It was a dark green color, but I could feel I was headed to light. It was absolute bliss. All of the pain was gone, and I was in this all-encompassing orgasmic state. I knew where I was going because I had been there before during a meditation experience a few years back. I could feel a gentle energy taking me upward to the afterlife. I was enjoying my journey there and excited to be going. I knew about my life and everything I was leaving, but it didn't seem important because I was ready for what was next. But then I saw my living dog named Goblin. She could only see her from her chest up to her head. She communicated telepathically to let me know that I had to come back to my life. I was shown images of all the dogs who needed my leadership and care, and how my work is not done yet. I own a dog daycare business and own a large pack of dogs myself, but the pull of the afterlife was too tempting, so I continued to let the afterlife stream take me up. Then my husband, who was in the emergency room with me, appeared from the chest up to his head. He also communicated telepathically to let me know I had more to do. He told me he needs me, and lots of people and animals need me to return too. A lot of things are hinging on me being there. But again, I was not concerned about that and just wanted to continue on to the afterlife. It was the spirit of this cosmetic surgery idea that appeared to me. A couple months before this experience, I stumbled upon videos about the body contouring surgery, but I did not think I had the money or ability to take time off to do it. So I did not take this idea seriously or set any goals to do it. I used to model in the past, but after 4 miscarriages, I would overeat from depression and became fat. This made me feel like my life and opportunities were ending, but this surgery gave me hope that I could get my life back on track so I could fulfill my potential in modeling and music. I had glimpses of how much happiness I would have on earth in my body, love my body for once, and how having the surgery could unlock many opportunities for me to express my creativity with confidence in music and imagery. The future was shown to me like a montage. The Spirit also insisted that I come back to fulfill my potential, as there was a lot of creativity in me that I had barely scratched the surface of my potential. I began to snap out of the seductive lure that the afterlife's pull had on me. I decided the visions were right and that I should return to my body. So I pushed my energy really hard to the left side until I fell out of the tunnel of energy that was instantly and was instantly back in my body. I felt all of the pain from when I left my body, only it felt even worse. I had needles in both of my arms, and I was still blind. I was sweating profusely, and the doctors had my hospital bed all the way down flat. I was hyperventilating and could hear nurses coaching me to slow down my breathing. They told me I needed surgery, and they may need to do a hysterectomy if they couldn't stop the bleeding. Upon hearing the word hysterectomy, I decided I would commit suicide if that happened. They warned me they could not give me anesthesia for the surgery because I had eaten, but they said they would give me something to make me forget everything. They wheeled me to another room where I think I got a blood transfusion, but I couldn't see, so I'm not sure. My vision came back as they wheeled me to an operating room. They lifted me to the table and strapped down my limbs. A male nurse was close to my face, insisting he'd help me through it and comfort me. They began surgery, and it was the most painful thing I've ever experienced. The male nurse could not handle my agony and jumped across the room panicked. After surgery, they took me to a recovery room in the birthing ward. I received blood transfusions to drip throughout the night and morning. My husband said I looked like a corpse when they wheeled me out of the operating room. Once my hemoglobin was stable and I met their criteria, they released me from the hospital around noon the next day. End quote. Wow. The dogs couldn't do it. The husband couldn't do it. But the cool belly sculpting, that could do it. Let's see, there's a couple questions here. Question, how did your highest level of consciousness and alertness during the experience compared to your normal everyday consciousness and alertness? Answer, I was aware of the entirety of my life, knew what was happening and where I was headed. There was no mystery, anxiousness, or wonder, only sureness and confidence, like I was returning home. Question, please compare your vision during your experience to your everyday vision. Answer, I could feel and know what was behind the vision or what it was made of instead of just seeing visuals. I understood the mechanics behind what I was seeing. Question, did you encounter or become aware of any deceased or alive beings? Answer, yes, I saw my living pet dog Goblin. I have many dogs, but she has the closest relationship with me. I raised her from a small puppy. My living husband, also the soul of an idea to have a surgery that would change my life, interacted with me. Question, did you see an unearthly light? Answer, yes, I didn't look directly at it, but I could see and feel the light from above that was pulling me up. Question, did you suddenly seem to understand everything? Answer, I had previously had the information downloaded during an OBE I had while meditating. I knew what was happening, where I was going, etc. I knew why bad and good things happen. I understood what my soul was made of and what the purpose of all life is, how all things stem from the same energy. All is one. Question, did scenes from your past come back to you? Answer, I felt just fine leaving it behind and felt it was complete. I was happy with it. During a previous OBE during meditation, I had an actual past life review with visuals, getting to relive each moment and see it from an outside perspective, and I got to see how my behavior influenced other people's feelings and life events. But I did not get a visual past life review during my NDE. I simply already knew it. Question, did scenes from the future come to you? Answer, scenes from my personal future. My dog and husband showed me glimpses of the future and why I was crucial to those things happening. They involved my business and caring for many, many animals and being important in their lives to bring joy. The spirit of the BBL surgery showed me glimpses of my future that I could achieve once I felt comfortable with my body again. This involved modeling and my music career. I had previously quit music after some bad experiences, but it showed me I'm not done yet. There's much more to unlock, and being confident in my body was a huge part of it. Question: did you come to a border or point of no return? Answer: I was happily floating on the stream of energy into the afterlife, but the apparition of my living dog, then my living husband, and the spirit of a goal I wanted to achieve but previously didn't think I could, came to convince me telepathically to return. I had more I had to experience. It took all three of those spirits to convince me to return. Question: what was your religion prior to your experience? Answer: New Age, former Christian Lutheran, spiritual but not religious. Question: have your religious practices changed since your experience? Answer: since I now know the power of ideas and how they have souls in and of themselves, I now do spell work, witchcraft, etc. Prior, I worked with law of attraction, but witchcraft adds another layer to that energy work. I know any idea I entertain is a real thing that I can draw power from. Yes. Question: what is your religion now? Answer: New Age, similar, with added witchcraft practices / energy work. Question: did your experience include features consistent with your earthly beliefs? Answer: I knew all was one. I knew life was eternal. I knew joy / love / expansion was the purpose of life. I listened to a lot of Abraham Hicks recordings, and their messages matched what I experienced, but I did not know that ideas had souls that could interact and had interest in us. I had never heard of that concept. I heard the concept: when you think a thought, the thought thinks. But it did not dawn on me that the idea was its own being. Question: did you have a change in your values and beliefs because of your experience? Answer: yes, it went along with what I believed, but it added a new layer of things. Knowing ideas are beings themselves was new knowledge that adds another dimension to my understanding of our energy-based, vibration-based world. Question: did you seem to encounter a mystical being or presence or hear an unidentifiable voice? Answer: I encountered a definite being or a voice clearly of mystical or unearthly origin. I knew everything was made of God's energy. I could feel that, but the otherworldly being I saw was the spirit of the BBL surgery. Prior, I did not know that ideas had souls that could interact and had free will. Question: during your experience, did you gain information about universal connection or oneness? Answer: yes, it was obvious to me. I had already had another journey where that was revealed to me, and this felt like a continuation of what I already knew. I was extremely comfortable, and this didn't at all seem like new information. It was just absolutely obvious that all was connected and everything was one. Everything is made of God energy. Question: during your experience, did you gain special knowledge or information about your purpose? Answer: yes, I was shown why the surgery I had interest in was a crucial component of my future and unlocking my creative potential, and thus my potential to bring tremendous joy and interest to the world. Also, I was shown how important my compassion in working with animals was to the world at large. Question: during your experience, did you gain information about the meaning of life? Answer: yes. The purpose was joy and expansion, creation, taking things to new levels, and exploring the awesomeness of being alive. The negative experience creates desires for new things, and feeling good aligns us to receive the good we've asked for. I felt like my life did that, so I didn't feel the need to return. But I was told by the three spirits that I wasn't even close to being done yet. Question: during your experience, did you gain information about life's difficulties, challenges, and hardships? Answer: yes, they're a necessary element that brings about new desires. Nothing new would exist without challenges. It allows for the biggest expansion possible. Question: Did you gain information about how to live our lives? Answer: yes. Souls are not just of people or animals, but ideas have souls and are alive and able to interact as well. Question: during your experience, did you gain information about love? Answer: yes. That it's the only thing that's real. It's what all things point to. Everything is for the purpose of more and expanded love. Question: what life changes occurred in your life after your experience? Answer: large changes in my life. It profoundly solidified things I already knew and reminded me I have some spiritual powers that I hadn't tapped into. It gave me confidence to pursue risky things like cosmetic surgery because I knew it was a part of my destiny and a key in unlocking my creative powers. Question: was the experience difficult to express in words? Answer: yes. It almost felt like I had a body, but I knew I was energy outside of a body, like an ethereal body. I knew the visions were a translation of energy, and it appeared that way because that was the format I was used to while alive, so it was shown to me in a way that made sense from a visual context. The glimpses of the future I was given by the spirits was lived and felt by me as I saw them. A lot happened, but it appeared in flashes of imagery. Question: how accurately do you remember the experience in comparison to other life events that occurred around the time of the experience? Answer: I remember the experience more accurately than other life events. Normally, for most of my life, I have poor memory about things. I may not remember what I did yesterday or last week. I forgot lots of things. Details are lost, and entire memories are lost. But this experience was very vivid and stays in my memory. Question: do you have any psychic, non-ordinary, or other special gifts after your experience that you did not have before the experience? Answer: I think I had it all along. Obviously, with the premonition dreams about the pregnancy and miscarriage. In the past, I've heard a voice that predicted a death a few minutes before it happened, and I've had an OBE that showed me even deeper into the death realm that I saw during my NDE. But the experience reiterated all of that and made me drawn to energy work like witchcraft and shamanism. Question: are there one or several parts of your experience that are especially meaningful or significant to you? Answer: the 3 spirits that convinced me to come back. I have 10 dogs, so that only my dog Goblin appeared was interesting. She is the most affectionate with me and most connected to me. The surgery spirit appearing to me and convincing me to come back is profound because cosmetic surgery in life is often thought of as superficial and there's stigma around it. It is often not considered a spiritual thing to do. However, it appearing and letting me know how important it was to my evolution was astounding. And the idea that any idea has a soul of its own that's capable of interacting with you was brand new information to me. That lets me know how profound everything in life really is. Question: have you ever shared this experience with others? Answer: yes, I shared it with my husband as soon as I got home from the hospital. He was amazed. I shared it on my Facebook page. People found it interesting. I've shared it in Facebook NDE groups, which people found interesting. I've shared it with a few close friends, and they were amazed. Question: did you have any knowledge of near-death experiences prior to your experience? Answer: yes, they've always been interesting to me. Usually they involve seeing dead relatives, a gate into heaven, meeting God, etc., but I didn't experience those things in mine, though I may have if I continued deeper into that realm. Instead of dead relatives, I saw a living pet, family member, and an idea come to life. Question: what did you believe about the reality of your experience shortly after it happened? Answer: experience was definitely real. It was a seamless experience. I was in my body, left it, and was in a different realm immediately, then immediately back in my body. It was amazing to me, but made complete sense. It was not shocking, but more of a reaffirming overall. I was relaxed and happy. I had the experience. It was interesting and comforting to be so close to home, quotes, for a brief time. End of story. Very interesting. Very interesting ideas, creating ideas, and them having a soul of their own capable of interacting with you. Thank you for listening.